I brought my avocado plant in for the winter, and in about 2 weeks, I started to see this white, powdery substance on my stems. It's mealybugs, and that's what it looks like. It leaves a cottony white substance on your stems and on the undersides of your leaves. Mealybugs are an incredibly common pest to infect indoor plants, even if they've never been brought outside. The most important thing is to isolate the infected plant from the rest of your plants so it doesn't spread. I quickly brought this outside so I can address the issue. I'm going to show you step by step what you need to do to address this problem and to prevent mealybugs from coming back. Mealybugs are difficult to get rid of, but not impossible. The first step is you need to clean your plant. If it's possible for you to move your plant outdoors, then the best approach is to blast this with a hose. You want to make sure that you're cleaning it top to bottom, and you want to get off all of the bugs, all of the eggs, and all of that debris that's on the stems. So you want to clean the undersides of the leaves, the top of the leaves, and the stem, and you want to make sure that it is thoroughly clean before you move on to the next step. Alternatively, you can also put this in a bathtub and spray it down there. Some people suggest using a Q-tip with some alcohol on it. That is not an effective approach, especially if you have a large infestation like I have on this plant, or if you have a large plant. Now, if you're dealing with a tiny succulent, you can dip a cotton swab in some alcohol and that may be effective. However, if you do have a large plant like this or a large bug infestation, then the best approach is always to clean it with a blast of water to make sure all the bugs are removed. Next, I'm going to be applying a solution. I have a 16-ounce sprayer with water, 2 tablespoons of Castile soap, 2 tablespoons of 70% isopropyl alcohol. The mixture of the Castile soap and the alcohol will further kill anything left on the plant. It is also more effective than alcohol alone. As mentioned earlier, you can use alcohol as a spot treatment or for a smaller plant, but if you have a larger plant or a large bug problem, it's highly recommended that you do a mixture of Castile soap and alcohol and spray it on the entire plant. While this is a safe and effective method for dealing with bugs on houseplants, it is still a bit harsh on the plant and on the leaves. So after 15 minutes, I highly recommend washing the plant completely. Now, if you had a solution that was more diluted, it may not be necessary to wash the plant, but because my solution was heavily concentrated with alcohol and the Castile soap, if I leave this on too long, it may damage the plant, the leaves might burn, and it could just affect the overall health of the plant. I want to mention that the plant is outside because I'm cleaning it. I brought this plant in when the temperature started to drop below 50 degrees. I can't leave this plant out here for too long because it is very cold. It is in the 40s and it is incredibly windy, which is why I have it on its side right now. So if you do have either tender perennials outdoors, you have houseplants that are still outside, and you are in an area that gets harsh winters like me here in New Jersey, it is the time to bring your plants inside or protect them from the elements. It's the next day. I kept this under a covered porch just to protect it. And I've inspected the plant thoroughly. I don't see any substance or any bugs on the plant, which is a very good sign. We're going to have to inspect this plant over the next several days to weeks to make sure that this problem doesn't come back or persist. We need to make sure, though, that we're keeping it away from other plants. And as I mentioned, because it's so cold, I can't leave it outside. I have to bring it in. It'll remain under grow lights about 8 to 10 hours a day for a month before I introduce it back to the other indoor plants. If there's any sign that they've come back, we're going to repeat the process. As a best practice, you should periodically inspect your indoor plants for pests. I will be checking these other plants just to make sure that the problem hasn't spread. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more garden tips.